Hello and welcome everyone. It's Shanna Makes It, and I'm so glad you're here. Now, what we've got here today is my Love from Lizi December card kit, and it just came in the mail. It actually came a little bit later than I expected, and so I need to get this opened up and get to working with it. So, as normal, included in the kit, we have the small embellishment bag, and then we have the large card kit bag, and this is the large bag, and then we have some add-ons in addition to that. So I'm just going to get all my pieces here and we're going to go through it. So I usually like to start off with the big bag. So I'm just kind of giving everything a look over, and then we are going to get into the big bag and we'll start pulling out all the elements. So Lizi always packs everything in a big bag because one time her card kit that she had ordered from someone got wet. Now, first thing I'm pulling out is this silver metallic gel pen. And we've got that included in the kit, so that's fun. So I think we're probably going to have some silver elements or something that we can work with. Now, this is American size paper, which is 8.5 by 11, and it's pretty tight in that envelope. And I've got one of my little pill-offs that's stuck to the bottom of this paper. At first, I didn't know what it was. Then when I get through the kit, I'll realize what it is, and I will get it pulled off. It's a silver matte gray heart, mini heart. So we have 5 pieces of cardstock in here, and we've got, I'm going to kind of fan them out. We've got like a kind of a light gray, and then we have a white alcohol safe, and then we have a dark gray. We have a vanilla, and we've got a forest green. And so that's what we've got. And those are full 5 sheets of American standard size cardstock. And then we have 2 craft card bases that are 5 by 7 that are included in here. So right off the bat, you've got two card bases, and it also comes with coordinating envelopes as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to pull those out yet, but there are envelopes to go with it. And you can see that heart has fallen off there, and that's what's on my cardstock. So I'm just going to peel it off and stick it back on there. And it must have just got tangled up a little bit in shipping. So we got this beautiful tree stencil, wood grain stencil. And here are the envelopes that coordinate with the 5 by 7 card bases. So we're already set to go with 2 card bases and 2 sets of envelopes. We've got that stencil. We've got some specialty paper, and this is like a white glitter, and we also have a craft piece. And then we've got the silver matte mini hearts, and we have got the 6 by 6 winter retreat single-sided 12-sheet card paper pack. And this is gorgeous. There are like wood grain patterns. There's like marbles, like rocks. We've got trees, like forest scenes. This is a geometric diagonal pattern. This is like elements that you'd find in a spa. We've got some more pine trees, kind of like a forest scene. Just beautiful. The greens, the browns, and the cream color, just gorgeous. And here's some with, we've got like a mountain lodge. And then this is like a marbly wood grain, faux wood grain, and just really beautiful pattern paper. This is gorgeous. This could be a very rustic masculine set, and it could also be a feminine set with all the spa elements that are in it. So we've got some candles. This is all the ephemera pieces. We've got some cloudy mountain scenes. We've got some rocks and some ferns and some trees and some spa elements. We've got a cottage with a lake, some more spa pieces, and just all kinds of beautiful stuff. Here's a nice cabin. So you could see this could definitely be used for both male and female. Just really nice pieces of ephemera. Here's some spa bottles and some more trees, some rocks, some more cottages. This one has like a hot tub or a pool there. And here's I don't know, is that a moose or a deer? I don't know. Some pillows, some more candles, some more ferns, another stack of pillows, and some rocks. So really fun, a ephemera set. Now, Lizi's calling this an encouragement stamp set. It's got a bunch of, take a minute and breathe. Just breathe. It's all going to be okay. Some really encouraging sentiments. So if you want something different for that. So let's go ahead and get into the little embellishment pack. And I always say this is where all the fun stuff is, because she always packs some really fun stuff in there. So we've got 2 craft card tags in here. Now I understand you may get craft or vanilla. And then we've got some craft stickers that are like labels. We've got some trim here, some burlap trim, and the edges are cinched, so they're not going to run. We've got some 1mm square dimensionals that are included in there. And here's, I said we might have some silver elements. Here's some photo frames in silver foil. And then we've got 2 sizes of silver embellishments, the large ones and then the mini ones. And this has got, this is a package of stars that are silver and gold. I didn't open it. We've got some twine. There are 4 different pieces of that. There's a green, there's a just a couple of baker's twine, and then there's a plain brown twine. And we've got 2 thank you stickers that have the foam on the back, and we've got a fern die element. We'll use it today. And this little bag has got 4 buttons. It's got 2 tags, and they're different shapes, and it's got, I don't know, 4 fern pieces in it. And then we've got some wood chips, and these are just some wood grain, I don't know, little chips that are real thin that you could use. So lots of fun woodsy type stuff in this. Now I'm going to go to the add-ons. We've got the peel-off strips that you can add that are designed to coordinate with the kit. And then we've got the variety pack that has some stars and or hearts and stuff like that in it. And then she also included for me a little goodie. And this is a really cute die set. Now, I don't use it on today's video, but I will be using it in upcoming videos. Look at this. We've got a buck and a doe and a Christmas tree. And we've got a bunny and some snowflakes. And I think that's like a little, I don't know, like a porcupine or a little hedgehog or something like that. Super cute. So I'm just going to get these dies back in the bag so that I don't lose them. I'm going to get everything kind of picked up and put away. I'm going to spend a couple of minutes looking at my materials and trying to put some type of a design idea in my head, and then we'll come back and make a card. So before I do that, I'm going to bring in my little, this is just my little tray. It is a little, just a clear tray, and it has a nice little lid on it, and it is 12 by 12. And so I use it for my card kits and just stick everything in there so that I can keep them nice and neat, and that's how I store them. And then I'll keep that big bag that stuff came in and use it for later. Now I did pause and just take a minute and look at what I had. And I basically pulled these 5x7 card bases out. I pulled a piece of pattern paper out and the green cardstock that was in there, and I decided I'm going to create a 5x7 card, and I'm going to use some of the masculine elements and create a masculine card, and then I will go on to create a more feminine card. So we'll have one of each. We'll be able to show you how this card kit is very versatile. So I'm just going to cut this down. I got a 5x7 card base, so I'm going to cut this at 6x4, and then we'll have a little bit of a frame around there, and we'll have the craft, and then we'll have the green layer, and then we can bring our pattern paper in. Actually, I do 6x4 on the pattern paper, and I am doing 4.5 by 6.5 on this, so that we'll have 1/4 of an inch all the way around, and then 1/4 of an inch again with our pattern paper. So that one was 4.5 by 6.5, and this one's going to be 4 by 6. Just wanted to clarify that since I misspoke earlier. So this will make a nice little layering of panels. And we've got some strips left over there that we can use for some other things. In fact, I think I bring them in for the next card, and I use that fern die and die cut it out. So I'm giving these 5x7 bases just a good press with a bone folder. We're going to bring in glue, and we're just going to start layering it up. Now, I do want to say that if you are interested at all in this card kit, you're going to want to order it right away, because she's wanting to get them shipped out pretty quickly so that you'll have them in time for the upcoming season, I guess. And so I will link all the materials in the description box below so you can check it out. And if you shop with that link, it does help my channel, so I'd appreciate that. I'm just giving it a good press, and we're going to layer this up. I've decided to bring in this, it's really like a forest mountain type scene, just beautiful. The greens and the vanilla and the craft or the brown, it just so pretty. And I'm hoping you can see it really well. Look at that, it's gorgeous. So this kit, immediately you can work with it and see how you can piece things together. It's just so beautiful, and it's not really a struggle to figure out what you want to do. Now I am going to, I've grabbed one of the tags because I'm thinking of the masculine, and I know that I saw that buck as I was kind of moving through the ephemera, and so I'm going to look for it, and I think I'm going to use it on this particular card, but I'm just trying out the different pieces and just trying to determine what I want to use, because I was, like I said, I was thinking masculine card for this. A lot of times I don't get a lot of opportunity to work and create a masculine card, so I knew that I immediately wanted to do that with this. Seems like they don't always make products that have a real masculine flair to it. Now here we go. I think this is a moose and not a deer. I don't know my animals that well, I guess. I think it is a moose. Now I had that scrap piece of paper laying over there, and I thought I could add another layer to that and just bring this green back in. So what I'm doing is measuring that tag on my glass mat, and I'm just going to bring this in and just trim this down, and this will add a layer of green, and then we can lay our ephemera on it. And so that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to layer it up and just add a little extra color to this tag, and we'll get it laid down on there. So we'll give that a good press. Now this has got just some, I don't know, some stiff twine on there, and I'm going to pull it off. I'll keep it because I can use it for something else. And then I'm going to bring in some of the baker's twine that was included in the embellishment kit and use it. So we've got a couple pieces of baker's twine. We've got a green piece, and I'm just going to, I think I decided to do the baker's twine. And I actually grab the whole piece and assemble it, and then I try to tie a bow on it, and then I decide that I think I can get 2 pieces out of this and not waste it. So I'll wind up pulling it apart and cutting it, and that way I can get 2 tags out. This is where I'm like, I'm not wasting all of this on one tag. So I'm just going to split it in half and come back through and use half of it. So we'll just give it a little tug. I'm going to put a little bow in it. And it's cream and brown. I don't think it's, you know, I don't think a bow on a tag is going to add too much of a feminine element for this. So we'll just give it a press, and then we're going to use that. We're going to put our ephemera on there, and we're going to have our masculine card. Now I don't think, I'm trying to recall, I don't think I chose to put sentiments on this because I was thinking, you know, it's very masculine, and I could actually use it for a masculine Christmas card, winter card, or whatever. Now I'm thinking about what would it be like if I layered the trees behind it. And so I was just kind of taking a peek at that. I am going to pop it up, so we're just going to lay a couple strips of this wide foam down on here, and then we'll get it laid down on our card base. And I am going to angle it on there. We've got a lot of space there. In fact, with a 5x7, you can add a lot to it. I don't really, because I kind of want to show off that pattern paper and just let the ephemera and the pattern paper do its thing. And I think it looks really, really cute. I like this. I think it's simple, and but I think it'll work together. So I'm bringing in that stamp and thinking, do I want to use it? Is there? I was thinking about maybe putting some of those. The stamp set has some borders and some sprinkles on there that you could, like, almost like if you were splattering, you know, and I thought, well, I might use those, but then I just decide to not put a sentiment on this tag so that I can consider it for Christmas or something like that for a masculine card. Then I remembered that I had those silver and gold stars, and I thought, oh, I could fill in some of that green space with these stars, and that might be kind of fun. So you can see you've got like the insides of the stars and the outsides of the stars. And so I'm going to lay a couple of the inside pieces that are solid down, and then I'll put, I think I use an outside piece as well, but I'm just going to fill in some of that open green space there and just add a little shine to our card with the stars. So we'll just get some glue on here and get it laid down, and then we'll add one more and we'll have 3 stars on this. And you've got your choice of gold and silver. And I just felt like with the brown hues, I wanted to go with the gold rather than the silver on this. So I'm just cleaning up the glue, and we're going to get our stars picked up and put away. And then we'll take a look at the card. So here's our finished card, and I think it looks very masculine, and I really like it. I'm going to bring in some materials, and we're going to create another card. So we're going to layer this up much like we did our masculine card, and we're going to have kind of coordinating cards, one masculine, one female. We've got our craft card base, we've got our green cardstock, and we have got it cut down to 4.5 by 6.5, and we're going to bring in our pattern paper that we're going to cut down to 4 by 6, just much like we did our other card. And there we go. We've got a nice little craft frame around that green, and we're going to cut this down to 4. At 4 inches, we've already got 6, so we'll cut it down to 4, and then we'll get it layered up on our card base. And it's beautiful. I don't know if you can really see the extent of the colors on the video, but it is just, this paper is just gorgeous. The patterns are lovely. I've really been kind of into the green that Lizi has been putting in the kits. She had the browns that she sends sometimes too are really lovely as well. But anyway, so I'm giving it a good press, and we have got all of our layers down, and now we're ready to start working with the rest of our elements. So I have grabbed some bits and pieces. I've got the bag of wooden things, and I've got the bag with the die in it, the little fern die. And we're going to take it, and we're going to use some of the scraps of that green that I have cut off of the panel. And we're going to die cut out a couple of these fern pieces here. And we're going to have a couple of fern pieces that we're going to use. And then we can add some ephemera to it, and we're going to have a really pretty card. So we'll just get this pulled out of here, and we're going to die cut a second one. And I'm just popping all the bits and pieces out of the inside of that, and that'll take a minute. And I'm going to go ahead and die cut out a second one, and we'll come back in and start assembling our card. Okay, so we have all of our leafy elements. We're going to bring in the burlap ribbon, or whatever you want to call it. And I've got a piece of ephemera, and I've got the makings for a card. Now I want to have more of this to use, so I'm basically folding it in half and cutting it so that I'll have some for this card and I'll have one for another card, because I love having that burlap. So I'm going to lay that aside and keep it for another card. And then we're going to get it laid down on here. Now the edges of the burlap is finished, so you're not going to have any shredding or whatever on the sides. But the bottoms you might get a little bit of rough edges from that. And I just laid a pretty good amount of glue down on there and put it right where the seams are. And we're just going to give it a good press and get it stuck down, kind of clean up any glue. And then this is going to be kind of the landing point for our focal images. And so I'm just going to take our little basket of spa goods and tuck our little fern leaves behind it. And we'll just create a little scene here. And again, on this card, we're not going to add a sentiment because I want to reserve the card to decide what I want to do with it later. Now, this particular card here would be perfect for the encouragement stamp sets. There are some sentiments on there that would be perfect for that. So anyway, I'm just going to get this laid down on there and give it a press. And that's pretty much going to be the elements of our card. I did decide that I needed to tuck some more foam behind there because I could feel it was kind of bending. And I'm looking at the button, and I'm thinking I want to add the button and add a little ribbon to it. So I'm going to find my twine. I'm trying to figure out where I laid it, and then we're going to put a little button on there, and we'll add a little twine. And I fiddled around quite a bit trying to figure out how to get that to stick, so I just added more glue and gave it a good press. And I finally just left it alone and let it sit, and it'll get stuck down. So this will pretty much finish off our 2 cards. And like I said, we've got one card that is very masculine in nature, and then we have one that is very feminine in nature. So I've taken some pictures so you can get a close-up of them. I think they turn out really nice. Here's the masculine. And then again, we've got the more feminine card with the button and the bow, and I think they're super cute. So thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye now.